Okay, so let's get into it. So today I'm going to be talking about the things that I did as a teenager. Okay, so let's just get straight into it. This one's once again no 7 to 11 or 10 year olds around. Yeah. Okay, so secondary school now. You know how secondary school be. Yeah, it's just a lot of young kids, hype, amped up, feeling bubbly, and just on it. It's the time of puberty, isn't it? It's that time of exploration. And I remember like there being girls in my year group who were developed or developing. Now, I wouldn't say that I wasn't developed necessarily, but I remember like certain girls had big breasts, right? Not huge, but big, like enough for you to see, yeah, this girl's got breasts. And I was like, where am I? Like, where am I? So a time came where I was just like, no, enough's enough, right? So I said, when I get home, I'm gonna talk to God about this breast issue because I need some breast, right? But the way we're raised is like God's a man, innit? So I was like, I can't talk to God about my breasts, like, because he's a man. It's just weird to talk to him and be like, oh God, where's my breast? So I said, all right, I'm gonna have to imagine him as a woman too. Obviously, that felt weird because I've never, it's always he. So what I did, like, I lay back and I imagined God half woman, half man. And then it allowed me to kind of talk to him, her about my situation. And I was just like, yo, God, look, like the girls, I'm growing. I'm older now, or the girls have all got titties and that. Like, how come I ain't got nothing? Like, I ain't got nothing. This can't be happening. Like, I need breasts, you know what I'm saying? I think back now and I'm just laughing. And lo and behold, obviously, patience is a virtue. The breast started to come about. And when the breast started to come about, the trouble also started to come about. I remember one time, me, I believe my two other bedrooms, we sneaked out of school. So let me say this, I think I personally wasn't seeing anyone, but I think my two bedrooms, one of them had a boyfriend and one of them fancied the friend of that boyfriend, something like that. Whereas me, I was always sort of engaged with a guy out of the mix or that nobody really knew, so to speak. So I didn't really have a gentleman in that. But I don't know what stupidity came over us. One time we decided, all right, we're going to skip this lesson or whatever, our lunch break, whatever, sneak out of school and go to the schools that these boys went to because they went to one school and it was an all boys school. Can you imagine we snuck out of our school, snuck into an all boys school, snuck into an all boys school? Obviously, cut a long story short, we got caught. The school caught us in there and blah, blah, blah. They reported us to our school, I believe. So I was like, Kai, I'm in trouble. So you know how it be. The school wants to send letters home to your parents. So I mean, boy, for those of you who know, when you know a letter's getting sent, you need to be on guard because catch you need to catch that letter with all your might. Sometimes if you knew you were leaving or whatever and you couldn't catch the letter, you will put your like sibling on guard, say, yo, yeah, you're still gonna be home around this time. So make sure you try to catch this letter. Unfortunately for me, the letter did not caught. It only got caught by my dad. That's the only person that caught that letter. Obviously, I could have confessed it to my dad beforehand, but I was like, nah, I'm leaving it. So I've come home one day, the letter's sitting on the table, open. He stretched it out, open. I come in. By this time, I knew the letter had arrived. You calculate the days, 2 to 3 delivery days. So I knew, okay, when I was going home that day, I knew there's a high chance the letter's been received. So I get in, lo and behold, it's been received. It's sitting on the table. You know what? I can't lie, it was not as bad as I anticipated. But I think my dad just once again was just like I think he was a bit lost for words. Like to the point where he actually had to ask me to explain the letter because I think he thought what he was reading just couldn't have been real. So it kind of gave me a little leeway to kind of fabricate a little story because he was literally couldn't believe what he was reading. So I was like, oh, dad, basically, I think we said one of their items got lost, or we had it, so we were just going there to return it. Something, light and gentle. And I think he just thought, I'll just take that, because the thought of anything else, right, it's just doesn't even make sense to me. So that was hella funny, right? But I remember a time before that, I was in year 8, so I was like age 11 or 12, and someone had a birthday party. So obviously you amp yourself up, you go and ask your parents, oh mum, dad, can I go? They were really a bit like, because the party thing, more time, nothing really good happens at a party, especially with young. And so, but my dad was like, okay, go, because I was with my cousin. My cousin, I told you, didn't live too far from me. By this time, we've moved at the ends, but she's come to stay with me. Like, I either for that party or something, I can't remember, but she's at my house. So because she's there, my dad was a bit like, okay, he probably didn't want to like ruin her evening. So he was like, okay, cool, you can go, make sure you're back for this time. I can't remember what the time was, whether it was something bad that in my head I was like, I can't work with that. I think it might have been 9:30. I'm not sure, but it wasn't good. Get to the party. The party was alright, whatever. I can't really remember how it went down. Guys, we did not get home till 1 a.m. Yes, you heard me. 1 a.m. Like I said, I don't know. I just don't know the function of my brains, because I look back at this stuff and I just think, what were you thinking, 1 a.m. So I don't need to go into further details. All I'm going to say is, when I got home, I knew I was home. Put it that way. My dad got me. Like, I think I've even still got a little scar. The way my man got me, I used to have a little scar on my little finger, because I used to have like wooden floorboards in my room. My dad beat me from downstairs up to my bedroom. Got me. So in my bedroom, when I was on the floor, I think I cut my little. Yeah, I still got it there. It's growing out, but it's there. And every now and then I will look at that and remind myself, like, yo, I'll talk about beatings and discipline later and stuff like that. But all I can say, that was not the first or the last time that my dad beat me or had to discipline me, so to speak. So, guys, now you're in year 8, you're in year 9, boys, girls, party, puberty. And then one time out the blue, listen, I never knew nothing about, I hope this doesn't get thinky, but I never knew nothing about like masturbation or anything like that. I don't think I did. All I knew is one faithful Saturday, all of a sudden I was like feeling okay, not literally feeling myself, but feeling myself as in like, oh wow, like my body, you get one, it's like I actually became aware that I was in my body, you understand? So then that started leading me down the exploration route. I think what happened here, down there started tingling. So it's weird. It's weird how the body can talk to you. Like I said, didn't know nothing about masturbation, but my body was tingling like this area needs some sort of tactile sensation. So the journey of that began. But you know how it is, like sometimes there's something about, I think because when you're doing it in secret. So even though no one says to you, you shouldn't do that, or that is bad. I'm not saying it is bad, but I'm just saying, even though no one has said it to you, in your heart you might feel like that because you're hiding it. So why are you hiding it? Something in your brain's telling you, well, you're hiding this for a reason, aren't you? You don't want nobody to know you're doing this, isn't it? So that in itself starts to make you feel guilty. So that kind of put a halt to it for me. I was like, this feels good, this feels nice, but I'm not supposed to be doing it, so I'm gonna stop. Now, what's so crazy is that, like, it's almost as if like sex felt, um this is such a bad word, gooder. Like it was better to just go and have outright sex than to touch yourself or masturbate. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know why, but that sort of programming and mindset is kind of out there. Maybe not for everyone, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, sex is legit. As long as, I guess, sex is legit if it's being done the right way. But masturbation is almost never legit. You get what I'm saying? So there was like a little line there. So guys, now MSN days and all that. Um, So now I'm on MSN, I'm talking to my bedrooms, talking to whatever. I don't know how, but I ended up starting to talk to some guy on MSN. And that's the thing with MSN, like, it's a bit like social media, isn't it? Like, someone can just easily add you, you see the picture, you start chatting, you get what I'm saying? Because I know I did not meet this guy in flesh and be switching our MSNs. Like, I don't really remember that. So anyway, started talking with him. Cutting a long story short, he was like my booty call, and I was like his booty call. Literally, when I say booty call, booty call. As in, go on MSN, be there, chatting to your friends, then pip pip, it will pop up. You good? Yeah, I'm good. You free? Yeah, I'm free. All right, be there in 15 minutes. All right. Literally, then I watch the clock. All right, cool, 15 minutes. Wrap up my convos. You know that. What is it? BRB, be right back, be right back. And then you put yourself on mute or gone away or whatever. Boom. Hop down the road, come back. And I remember, like, I would be on MSN, my mum will be sitting there, and then I'll just be like, Mum, I'm going to the shop. She'll be like, okay. And then, boom, go do booty call, come back. Like, and my parents, yeah, when it came to technology and all that, they tried. Like, my dad used to have the computer downstairs in the living room so that it was in the presence. He knew can't be having these things tucked in your room. And all this that I'm saying to you is years ago. Do you understand? And lately, when I spoke to my dad about it, he said that yeah, when the technology thing started coming up, he knew in his heart this thing was going to be dangerous. He didn't know. I don't know if he knew how bad it was going to be, but he said he always knew. Nah, this thing's going to be dangerous stuff. So that's why he didn't want to pull it away from us completely and not let us have any like access to it, because I guess he also knew it would be impactful, but he knew I need to manage this. So my dad was never up for us having phones. He always like, no, you can't have a phone till you're 16. You can't have a phone till you're 16. Obviously, that was a bit frustrating because your bedrooms will have phones and stuff. So they'll be like, yo, send me your number. I'll hit you up when, you're meeting up or something to go shopping. And it's like, ain't got a phone, ain't got a phone. And us teenagers, especially teenagers like me, we don't settle for no. We got our own plans. We know what we want to do and how we want to do it. So obviously I had a phone. I had multiple phones, and I'll get into that later. But it was just like, yo, anyway, so yeah, back to the booty call. I remember. And that comes to my mind. I think like, right, my mom used to just sit right there, right there. And little did she know what was going on. So I do like, yeah, when I sometimes like see little children like in their room with a laptop, my back does get up. If I see them my back goes up, like sometimes I become like a little snitcher, and I'll tell like the bedroom obviously, or whoever I'm with, relative, whoever I'm with. I can't control myself. I'll say to them, yo, are you aware that dot's gone with the thing there? And then they'll be like, yeah, yeah, whatever. And then as long as they're aware, that's cool. I don't push and be like, yo, you shouldn't let them. I leave it. But from my experiences and what I knew I got up to with all this technology, like if I see any of the little youths around me with it, it makes me a bit, you understand? So, over time you grow, So now I understand why my dad was like, I gotta protect you guys from all this stuff. So, talking of sex and all that. Oh, so let me put it this way. Today I'm going to talk about sex, which I've already started. I'm going to talk about, um, I believe probably I've talked about school, but I'm going to talk about um, altercations, like aggression and getting into fights and misunderstandings. And then I'm going to talk about little shenanigans that I got up to along the way. So, sex. The time came. My dad goes to me, it's time for you to get baptized. You and all like the youth, your age group in church. I'm gonna offer baptism to all of you. The moment he said that, I thought, oh, I'm not on no baptism thing. Like what I'm on, I should not be getting baptized. Obviously, you're clueless about that. I'm not. And there's no way I'm gonna wiggle out of it, because he wasn't coming to me like, oh, what do you think? Or did it? He was telling me it is time to get baptized and you're going to get baptized and we're going to set a date and we're going to make it happen. So I knew there was outright no way around it. And what I'm going to say is weird, right? I have respect for God, though it doesn't sound like it, but I do. So, and like I told you guys in the other video, I told God, look, God, when I go and I'm gonna go and do my thing, but when the time's up, I'm gonna come back. I never used to blur. When I was on my bad girl thing, I was on my bad girl. I didn't do bad girl thing and pray and this and that, not willingly. I'll get into that another time. Sometimes I had to engage in like church stuff, but that's because I basically had no choice. If someone sat me down and said, do you think you're equipped? Do you think you're capable? Do you think you have the right standing with God to play this role? I would have said to them, not right now, nah. But nobody asked, and I don't think I didn't feel like I had the choice, so I just went with the flow. So my dad's come to me, time for baptism. I'm like, okay, if that's the hour, then let it be. So guys, can you imagine what I went to do? I was seeing some gentleman, right, at the time. This guy's a gentleman. He's probably the only person that's like a legit gentleman in all these type of hideous stories I've shared with you. I go to him, I said, look, my dad's saying that I need to get baptized and it's happening in like next week or 2 weeks or something quiet. You get me? Book. So I said to him, look, I'm gonna come to you. I think it was like we were on half term or so, I can't remember. And I said, I'm gonna come to you every day for the next week so we can have sex every day. Because once I get baptized, I can't have sex, so I need to get all the sex out now. Yo, when I say he was a gentleman, because he looked at me, but he was just being kind, and he just kind of gave me this look like, yo, skill is not 100%. And then he was just like, okay, that's fine, I'll support the cause. I was like, thank you. This is what I mean. Like, hello, you're getting baptized. You shouldn't really be having like, what's it called? At a wed sex or whatever. You shouldn't really be fornicating, that's the word, before baptism. But listen, like I said, I was in a world of my own, and I think I still am in a world of my own, but I've just matured it a bit, you understand? So that was funny. And I don't think we got through the whole week. I'm not going to give you too much details. We didn't get through the whole week, but I think like we got through maybe like up to day 3, day 4, and he was like, yo, I ain't got nothing more to give. I was like, I understand. So that was that. Eventually, I got baptized. My middle ground with my dad, I was like, okay, Dad, if we're getting baptized, can I have a party then, like a baptism party? Because a lot of the other youths used to go to like Catholic schools and they used to do their confirmation parties and all that. And I like that idea. And my dad was like, yeah, you can have a party. So my dad let me have a house party after, which was nice. Which was nice of him. But he was patrolling because he kind of left us to be in the living room and all that. But then as it got later and I tried to dim the lights and that, my dad was like, what's going on here? I'm like, Dad, you don't even know. You don't even know who you've come to baptize. Oh my day. So yeah, that was funny times, man. Baptism sex. I know it sounds bad, but that's just how things get sometimes. So all that. So obviously, I got baptized, and that was not the last time I had sex. So we all know. But in general, that's how things just started to escalate. Started meeting more boys and all that. I remember as well. I'm not trying to hot up anything too much, but I just want parents as well to understand, especially if you're in the church, like just understand the depth of what you're dealing with, like young people and stuff like that, and how in tune you got to be, like with the young people now or young adults. You can't do things your way. Like, it's got to be their way. Not their bad ways, but I'm just saying when you're engaging with them and trying to really understand them, you got to let them talk. You got to let them tell you, because if not, they'll be nodding in front of your face and they're just like right behind you. That's why when you end up hearing their stories, or they come home saying, "Mom, Dad, I'm expecting a baby," you don't know whether you're coming or going. You don't know whether you're just like, what? Do you understand? So that's what this section is kind of really about. Because I remember there were number of times, yeah, I would get up, go to something church related, right, either in my church or another church, and me and my bedrooms, what? During the middle of the service, we slide out and go and link man. Plenty times, and they wouldn't notice because they're so engaged in the service and everything. So we started taking advantage of that. That's just how it be. You think, what? You think at that time when they're doing intercession, or they're gonna notice us? They're not noticing us. And guys, we'll be gone for hours. There was times where we would come back and we'll be like, we're gonna be in trouble. They've definitely clocked us back. They've definitely clocked us by now. We get in there, they're looking somewhere doing. Then we just slide back in. And it's like, what? So when that happened the first few times, we started making a habit of it, because we were like, we can get away with this. We can get away with this. And we were. And that was the way I met my virginity taker. Can you imagine? That's how I met my virginity taker. Sliding out of church, or any church, them church services. We used to go and link them, man. And we were doing that for time. It's not like I just went there, boom, and then I was like, oh yeah, let's have sex. That's how we were using it, to link each other and talk and kind of get to know each other a bit. And then boom, one faithful day, dot, 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 dot. So please, shine your eye, shine your eye. I'm going to throw in this little story before we move on to the next part. So, I told you guys that a time came, my family said, yo, we're moving our ends and we're going this way. So when we went to this way, the new place, obviously you're scoping the area, you're getting to know it. So one time my mum sent me to the shop. I was always the child that my mum would send me to the shop, because my parents knew me to be speedy. They were like, if you need anything done, send this one. Literally, that's like the motto. Like I said, I was a bit street kiddie. Like, if my parents like had an issue, they've been locked out or something's going on, they will send me, make me climb up through a window, tuk, 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 I'll get in, pop, 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 slide through, come. I was like bandit. I had that sniper agility and mentality. So my mum sent me to the shop. She said, can you go shop and get me dot dot? I said, sure, of course. I always loved going shop because I just love being out. And then I could get my sweets. Obviously, I have a sweet addiction, and ongoing. I had a sweet addiction until, talk about that another time. A couple of years ago, where I just said, yeah, nah. I realized it for what it was. All these times I didn't realize I had a sweet addiction. I just thought I like sweets. But as I started to get to know myself a bit more, that's when I was like, oh no, wait, hold on, this is a bit blah blah blah. Because I started downing extra sweets when I started feeling depressed before I left that good job. And it was those times after that I clocked it. And I remember, so anyway, okay, cool, forget that. So I started downing sweets, and talking of like me realizing the sweet stuff, I'm going to put together this little document, a little guide, and I'm going to put a list, probably top 10, not everything, but top 10 things that I've done along the way, just to kind of help me become self-aware, to the point that I'm aware enough where I've managed to let certain things go, where I can share a story. I'm still on my journey, I'm still transforming, but I've kind of detached from some of the stories to a degree. That's why I'm able to share it with you, because these things happened years ago. If it was easy to share, or I was open enough to share, I would have shared it a long time. Actually, no, I was on Backchat years ago, whatever. So I could have shared all this, but I wasn't ready then. So I might do that and then put it out, obviously, for you guys to download and have a look at it and see which ones you can pick up and use and stuff like that. So yeah, that came to my mind. So anyway, mom sent me to the shop now. She used to send me quite regularly. So what was happening is I was noticing some guy in the area, And I remember the first time I saw him, he had a fisherman hat on, J Hus type of style fisherman hat, yeah. And I had never really seen that before. So I was like, oh, because he was already nice looking, nice guy, whatever, on top with the fisherman hat. So it caught my eye. Now I'm going, now I want to go to the shop. You understand? I know I always want to go to the shop, but I'm not missing any shop appointments right now so that I can get some eye candy. So obviously after a while it's happening quite a bit. So now it's registered. It's almost like I kind of know you, you kind of know me. You know, we give the little nod, greet each other. As time's gone on, I'm getting to know the girls in the ends as well. I'm rolling with them. I'm chilling with them, lovely girls. And through conversation, one of them basically ended up explaining how they know him. They're like, yeah, he lives up there. I'm like, yeah, he lives up there. She's like, yeah. That's our bedroom. Boop, boop, boop. Sometimes we go there and chill with them and all that. So in my head, I'm like, yes, you know, this is, I mean, I couldn't ask for more than this. So one time, I think they went there, or like I said, I knew that they went there. I can't remember, but what I do remember is I devised a plan. I was like, no, I need to connect with this gentleman. So because I knew my bedrooms go there, one time I went and I knocked on his door. My plan was that I knock on the door, and I act like I thought my bedrooms were there because I know they chill there. So I'm acting like I thought my bedrooms were there. And then obviously my bedrooms, he will open the door, they won't be there, and then we will just end up getting to chat. Now that was a bit of a long way because I could have just told my bedrooms, yo, set a time to go to his yard and let me roll with you. But either I didn't want them to know, or I just wanted a one-on-one situation. Can't remember what it was. And what I would do is I would walk past the yard. If I'm going somewhere, walk past the yard and check. If his light's on, if like he had some little light on, then I know he's in, then I'll make my attempt. A lot of the times the light weren't on, so I didn't make my attempt. One time the light was on, so I was like, this is it, girl, that I was here. So I plucked up the courage, went up, knocked on his door, breathing in, breathing out. I'm like, composure, composure, it's about to happen. He opens the door and he looks at me. He's like, oh, you right? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, is Dot Dot there? And he's like, oh, no, no, man, they're not here. They're not here. I was like, okay. Yo, man, them, I keep warning you, my videos. Be mindful, yeah, because they got them out here crafty, you understand? And I was like, oh, really? I was like, oh, I thought they were here. I swear. She said she was here. Okay, cool. No problem. And then he was like, you're welcome to come in. But I didn't go in. I said, nah, we're doing it slow this time. You understand? But what I did do was make sure that I was looking good because the plan was, okay, he would invite me in. Maybe I might say yes, maybe I might say no. You never really know how you're going to react. But if I say no, then I'm going to do this nice, sexy walk off thing at me so you can see what I want. The tactics, the tactics. So I was like, oh, no, it's all right. And then he was like, okay, cool. So then I turn around, I do my little walk off, whatever. He was like he made a little comment like, oh. And I was like, yeah, locked in. So I was like, all right, yeah, see you. Set the ground. So that was a very, very nice moment. So funny when I think about it. And so then after that, another time, then my bedrooms went, then I went, because now he knows me, like I've come, we've had a convo. It's not just me, some random girl rolling in with my friends, you understand? So now he's welcomed us all in, we're there, his man them are there, we're chatting. Then a time came where he was in his room and then I got brave, I kind of went there. He was like cleaning something, doing something. So then I got to talk to him a little bit more directly. I was like, oh, what you're about, blah, blah, blah. He had some like little stuff on his wall and he was like, yeah, like I do a little bit of modelling sometimes. I think he said, he wanted to get into it and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, this guy's a really sweet guy. Like I could tell he was anyway. That's what kind of pulled me to him. Kind-hearted. Like his friends were a little bit more rough around the edges. Like they were on some gang thing, like proper hardcore. Like, and it was because of them that I never had the guts to really go directly to him, because I was like, the people around you, I'm basically scared of them, you understand? So, but you're like, you're different, you understand? But that's how sweet boys sometimes can seem. But so, and then guys, one time I was on the bus coming home, and then I get another call. Remember that call I got on the bus from them girls? Oh yeah, yeah, your virginity taker's got a baby mother, your virginity taker's got a girlfriend, and that broke my heart. I get a call. I'm a few stops away from my house, and I get a call, and the girl's like, yo. I'm like, yo. She's like, dot dot. I'm like, yeah, what about dot dot? She's like, he's dead. I'm like, yo, guys, yo. I screamed on the bus. I screamed on the bus. I didn't care. You know, last time when that whatever that guy was doing to me, and I appeared on the bus, and I wanted to be like, oh, but I composed myself. No. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, he's dead. He got. I'm like, gotta go, baby boy's awake. I'll be back. All right, family. Sorry about that. But yeah, that was harsh, man. Like I said, he was such a sweetheart, but his circle wasn't. I'm not gonna say that it happened to him because he was around bad people. Ever, I don't know what the situation was, but just R.I.P. And like months later, one of his bedrooms that was part of that circle, same thing happened to him. So yeah, a lot was going on in the ends around that time, and a lot was going on. That's all I can say, boy. And I remember, yeah, there was a time like one night, um, I was not feeling good. I was not feeling good. Something had happened. I think I had just become pregnant, so like you get no one's happy with me. So basically, it's almost like I spend the day in my room when everyone's um kind of doing their thing, and then in the evening at night time, like 11 o'clock, whatever, I would then come downstairs. And I remember coming downstairs, sitting on the sitting room floor, phoning his phone, and it will go to voicemail, and I'll just listen to his voicemail over and over again. I'll just be like, I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe this. And then obviously, you know how it be eventually. You just disconnect the number. So number got disconnected, and that was that. Kind of had to move on really from that. So yeah, RIP. Okay. So now I'm gonna talk about some of the shenanigans that I got up to. And obviously, you know how shenanigans, activity, aggression, all that, it all comes from built up stuff. And that probably was something that was pent in me really, because I didn't really know his people then. So there wasn't really, you couldn't, you know, you're not connected like that. You're like some random. So you're not getting that info. You're not getting the closure. You're not getting an invite to the funeral or anything. You know, you just gotta find your own way. Luckily, I had the mutual friends, the girls I was talking about. So you know, with them, you know, we could kind of mourn together in a way. And I know one of them's watching this because she did message me about this. So I know you're watching this. So girl, you know, man, I know, and I know you know. So um okay, let me take a breathe and perk up again. Okay. So a time came, yeah, where my dad calls me, Rebecca. I'm like, yes. When I hear my dad Rebecca, I'm like, oh. what is it now? Just let me live. Okay. Cutting a long story short, I can't remember how he dropped it to me, but what he said was, I want to take you out your current secondary school and I want to put you into a private school. So I'm like, okay. Like literally I was giggling but confused. I was like, what is this? What does it mean and why me? Like that's just all I was thinking. Because I was the only one that this has ever happened to. And I could tell it was the only one it was ever going to happen to. But at the same time, I was intrigued. I was like, okay, kind of tell me more, which he did. Um, and basically, he was like, it's a Christian private school. And basically, what it is you go there and you're given textbooks, you study the textbook, you complete your assignments, you then go to this sort of like teacher station and you mark your own work and then you go back and you correct your mistakes and then you reattempt to mark your own work. And I was like, what? I was like, okay. So it was interesting. I got enrolled. I went. It was good. I can't lie. It was good. It was good. Especially all the people in my secondary school was like, "Oh, you go to private school?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro. I don't. You're asking me. I don't have a clue, but yeah, I'm going." So that was also kind of sad because we had just started. I think I was like in year 8 or year 9, whatever. So I'm leaving all my bedrooms now to go to this place. Once again, I'm in the middle of something. I'm in the middle of school. Education is not really my thing. And then, ping, I get plucked. You understand? So get there, doing my thing. All of that was interesting. Met lovely people. It was very different, put it that way. It was different from what I had ever known. So I got that exposure. And I was there for about a year, 2 years, something like that. But there was one incident that happened here. So one of my bedrooms from the school, we decided to go somewhere after school. I think we were going to her house. So we're at the bus stop. But as we've approached the bus stop, there's like a tall black girl there with another girl. I think the other girl was white or mixed race. They're looking a bit hoodie, like hood girl or whatever. So cool, don't think much of. I say I don't think much of it. I mean, she caught my eye, so I obviously thought something of it. But by that time, I hadn't really processed. But I was a bit like, okay. Then we're just standing there. Then my bedroom that I'm with, by the way, white girl, young white girl. She was a little bit older than me. I think 3 years older than me. Lovely girl. The black girl calls her over. Hey, you come here. So I'm like, oh, here we go. First of all, I'm like, why are you calling her and not me? Like, if anything, I'm expecting you to be calling me. She calls my bedroom. I don't know, maybe she was trying to target me, lure me in through my friend. I don't know what her plan was. So my bedroom just walks out. But no, first my bedroom's like, really? She's like, yeah, you come here. So then, when you kind of look at each other, and my bedroom walked over. Guys, within a blink of an eye, the black girl whoop my bedroom's face. I think she tried to rob her phone or something. And then she banged my bedroom. So I've obviously jumping in like, whoa, like boom, boom, boom. Like it just escalated from 0 to 100. I don't know where that came from, what that was about. I don't even know. Cutting long story short, my bedroom calls her mum. And her mum's a bit witty. So the mum, in 5 minutes, pulls up in a whip. Get in the car. We jump in the car. The mum is driving around the ends looking for the girl. I don't know if she found her. I doubt it. But the mum obviously called the police. Was like, yo, dot, 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 dot. tried to do this to my daughter. Police jump on it. They find the girl. I was like, oh, okay. They find her. So they find her. They take her to, they lock her up. They hold her up or whatever. And then things are going on. And then I remember getting a call from my bedroom saying, yo, we've just received a call. The girl tried to put herself in the cell. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? We went to the bus stop and now there's about to be a funeral. They were like, yeah. And I remember it standing out to me shocking because I don't know, like that was kind of like my first time being exposed to just all that. And you I guess you feel a drop of pity. You just think, oh, that girl, must have been in a bad place, evidently, for her to be bullying in my bedroom and all that. It's like, evidently, you're not correct. And now that the heat's on your head, you're trying to dust yourself off. I was just like, this was really kind of, you can imagine how my bedroom felt. You understand that you've attacked me. I've done the best thing I can, which is call the police to try and get back my belongings and get some justice. And now you're doing this. Like, how am I supposed to feel? I do remember that time. I'm just putting it out to you. Like, it was a hot story. I can't lie. It was an interesting case. But I say all that to say, it brings me to this bit, right? A time came when I had my little bedrooms who were also like hood girls. Put my hands up, I was too. So we used to have like these other batch of girls that we always used to have beef with. We had a couple of girls we had beef with, but we had our main op, you understand, who is like, yeah, the op that this is the op that you want. You got some other ops who don't give you back that energy. They're just a bit like, you don't want them ones. You want the ones that they give you back that energy so you can go back and forth. You understand? So we had a number of kerfuffles with them girls. We just had a number of kerfuffle with them girls. Like, I remember it got to a time where we were like, yo, we need to carry some compasses with us. Like, so if things get, we can just go, like, I know, guys, I know, ridiculousness. We were not on no shanting, so that was like the medium. And I remember one of the girls, okay, so two incidences happened. I'll start with this one. One time I was at the bus stop with my younger sister, and a girl from my secondary school, funny enough, was at the bus stop. Unplanned. We got there, she was there. So I was like, yo, so we're all there chilling. Then these girls pull up. Not all of them, but a number of them pulled up. Maybe there was three of them or whatever. So because I was with my sister, I didn't want to be too. So I was just like laid back a bit. So because I was a bit laid back, the girl probably thought like, rah, you know what, yeah, boom, okay, I got you now. Because I'm not being too, because I'm with my sister. I don't want no shenanigans on with my sister. So because of that, the girl got comfy, and then I think she went like that to me or something like that. She wouldn't have done that. It must have been that. Guys, when she did that, I just forgot my sister was there. I forgot I even had a sister. I forgot. I just, so we started going for it. It was the police that came the police came to stop it. That's what level it was at. The police came. By the time they take me off, I'm like, whoa, the shirt's ripped. I remember that was her complaint. Oh, look at my eye, I gotta go to hospital because of my eye. I'm like, well, what do you expect? Like, what do you expect? So that was a wild time. And my sister always, not always, but every now and then she brings it up like, oh my days, I remember that. I'm like, I don't want to remember that. I do not want to remember that. Teenage life, wild life. Another time, another girl from that same group must have been on the phone, and one of them was hyping about something, came and she really, really pissed me off because I was in it, but I didn't want to necessarily fight. I wasn't that type the first that wants to fight, you understand? But this girl started pushing me and pushing me. And she said something on the phone. I said, you know what? Yeah, when I see you When I see you, just you, I don't care who else is there. When I see you, I'm gonna get you. The next time I see you, I don't care where, who, what, I'm gonna get you. So a time came randomly. I was with the girl who was friends with a guy who passed away. And I used that as an excuse to go and look for her. I was with her. She's sweet, gentle, kind girl. She's not on no beef thing, a bit like my sister. But I'm like, I am so sorry. I made a promise to this girl that when I see her, I'm gonna get her. I'm sorry that you're here, but I need to get this girl. You understand? First of all, I want to get her. Second of all, I'm a girl of my word. Third of all, I have to be. I can't say I'm gonna get you next time I see you and don't, like, you know how it goes. So I'm like, I'm really sorry, but I need to do this. So you just step aside, guys. Me and this girl, and bear in mind, she was with like 5 other girls, but I said, nah, today it's happening. Me and this girl start rocking on the street. Boop, boop. We fought all the way. Do you know where we ended up in? We ended up in Packs. You know, Packs Hair and Beauty. We ended up in Packs, boxing each other in Packs. You know where they got all the lip balm and the little, all of that. Poor Indian men. They were like, what? We boxed each other in Packs, back out of Packs. You know where we ended up? Do you know where we ended up boxing each other to? All I remember was we ended up in the middle of the street where there's traffic, and now we're on top of somebody's car bonnet. So all I remember was lifting up my head and seeing a couple in the car like this, because they're just going back their normal life. And now all of a sudden, out of the blue, bodies are just on their car. That was so funny. My bedroom goes, she was like, oh my God, so sorry we couldn't help. I'm like, yo, come on now. You think I'm expecting to blah, blah, blah. And plus she was kind of like, I don't think she knew him, but she kind of knew of him, you know. So if she's not mindful, she'll bump into them again. And that's another hula laugh at. I was like, don't worry. She goes, oh, at least now I know I never have to worry about you being alone. I'll never forget that line. She's like, what I saw you do today, I know I never have to worry about you. I said, yeah, you never have to worry about me. Don't worry. So that was hella funny. So, but I say all that to say, fast forward like years ago, obviously then you kind of grow up and you wear off the beef or whatever. And I remember one time randomly, um, do you know what was so mad? When I had the miscarriage, one of them, the one that went like that to my face, obviously some time later when I had the miscarriage, she heard about it and she messaged me on Facebook. She was like, yo, I'm really sorry about that. I was like, yeah, no, it's cool. Sis. Imagine it'll be your up at the end, blood. It'll be the people you last expect at the end. I don't know if she could relate or she knew, but she sent me that message of condolence and I appreciate it. And then another time I saw another one of them randomly. They're at the traffic light and I've come. They're at the traffic light, sorry, waiting to cross. So I've come also waiting to cross. So as I've joined her, you know when you kind of turn to look who's next to you. So we've clocked each other. We're like, yo, I'm like, what's that? What? I'm like, yo, long time. She's like, yeah. You never would have thought we used to box each other up. You never would have thought. So that was hella funny. But yeah. And I'm gonna throw this in, right? Well, I'll throw this in. You know this guy I was telling you about that I was linking and I had to jump out his window. Me and his relationship was a mess as well. On and off, on and off. So one time we were on or off. Oh, and it was him. Yeah. I was like, cool, whatever. Went about my business. I was at a bus stop and one other guy that we all kind of know just on the ends was at the bus stop too. I remember one of my bedrooms not liking him. She thought he was annoying. I didn't even care about him. I didn't see him as annoying or not. But so he's at the bus stop and then he's just chatting to me. I'm like, yeah, cool, I'm going here. And I think there was a party that night. So he's like, are you going to dot later? I'm like, yeah, we're looking to hit that up still. He's like, okay, cool. So as we're at the bus stop, a bus has come. It's not the bus I'm waiting for or the bus he's waiting for. Bus is pulled up, and on the top of the bus, there's bare man them on top of the bus, including my on and off person that I'm seeing. So my on and off person was like, what? This guy's chatting to her. All of them man them, there was like 11 of them. Get off the bus, started chasing this guy. This guy just started running for his life. I was like, what is going on? 11 of them started chasing him. I was just like, okay. One of them comes to me. What's going on? I'm like, I don't know. I was just here at the bus stop. He was here. I came. Dot, 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 dot. He was like, all right, cool. And then boom, he jotted off. And apparently, I think he's the one who seconded it. Same way, like when I got pregnant, that guy called me, said, what's going on? And went and seconded it. And all of those lot, they're all the same group. So they got some good mediators in that group. Trust me, they got some good mediators. They're life-saving mediators. But cut a long story short, the guy that they chased, I don't think they severely done anything drastic to him, but I know he had to go to hospital to get some little dot dot dot. So I went there. I think I went there to be like, I'm telling you, because I think he started to think maybe I set him up. I was like, I promise you, I know it sounds mad, I know it's hard to believe, but I am telling you, I did. How can I set you up when you randomly at the bus stop and I randomly come? I don't know you, I don't have your number, I don't come at now. So I had to sit there with him until I helped you get me. I just had to cool him down to say, "Yo, it's not like that," you know what I'm saying. So that was a wild time. And then I think we did end up hitting the party after, but whatever, I can't really remember much of it. Now, talking of parties, yeah, I've got something else to say, but I think yeah, I'm gonna save that for another time because it just links into something else. So right, we're pressing on with time, so let me wrap up on these few things. Some of the things I did as a teenager. I've told you guys I went through a season as a childhood where I used to rob sweets. Another time came where I don't know what was going on. You know, sometimes events happen and you're all like, yeah, we need to step out and look hot, but you're young, you ain't really got no peas. So stupidly, me and my girls, we all went out. I'm not gonna say where. We went to one shop. We were like, yo, let's try and like pluck this and pluck that. Tried plucking it. Obviously, we got caught. Ended up at the back of the shop. Hey, in my head, I'm like, this can't be happening. This has to be a dream. I don't know why I thought that when I was doing what I was doing, I didn't think it was a dream. Now I've been caught, I think it's a dream. I'm like, this cannot be happening. Like, I've got a big event soon, like, and they are pressuring us, like, give us your parents' numbers. And I'm thinking, you don't understand. I cannot give you my mum and dad's number. I can't. So I don't know what we did. We acted dumb. We got out of it. We got out of it. What happened was I do remember having to talk to my parents about it. So I didn't get completely out of it, but they didn't contact my parents directly. I think what we did, we ended up getting one of like my bedroom's older sister. We gave her number or something like that. So to a degree, something got to my parents, but we managed to like pattern it out. But that that was wild. Another thing was, yeah, you know, I told you my dad was like, you can't have phones, you can't have phones. I was like, all right, cool, cool, we won't have a phone then. But I used to always have my phones. Now, those were early tech days, so my mum had a phone, but she wasn't really using it. So I started hijacking it a lot more. I was just telling her, yeah, you know, boom, boom, boom. And she would let me use it, but I wasn't like supposed to take it out. I wasn't supposed to be giving people my number, and you get what I'm saying. So, guys, I can't remember what the story was, but I think my mum at a point couldn't find her phone or something, and I used to act like, I don't really know what it is, because I think by this time I'm using it full fledged. You get me? I thought she had kind of forgotten about it, but now I think now she wants to use it. She's ready now. So I'm like, so I'll be ducking and diving my mum for ages. And then one time, I don't know what happened, guys. Accidentally, I called my mum off that phone. So she's seeing a missed call from, or I think I accidentally called my dad. So he's seen a missed call from his wife's number who I've been saying I ain't got that. Yo, that day my parents looked at me like, you, you ain't got no brain, and I still lied. I was like, I did not want to let go of that phone. I loved that phone. Like, of all the phones I had on the D-Lo, that was my baby phone. That was my. I still remember it now. I'm gonna Google it and check it out. That was my baby phone, but that was a techie time. That wasn't good. No one wasn't happy with that. Another thing, another incident that happened. Young girl, fresh girl. Yeah, I was young. This time I'm in the private school, so let's say I'm like 14 or whatever, and something's happening. The private school's having some event, so all the girls are getting their nails done. So I want to get my nails done, but my dad's like, I didn't even mention it to my dad. I tried to warm my mum up about it. She was a bit like, actual dad's kind of thing, but I'm not sure. I was like, no way I'm gonna ask my dad because I just know what time it is. So I don't know how, whatever, I managed to get the money, and unofficially I went and got my nails done. I went and got them long and pink. I loved them. If you know, I love nails in it. So you can imagine that was my first time ever doing them. You can imagine how I loved them nails, how I was on a high. I was just in heaven. And what happened was my oldest sister, my oldest half sister, saw my nails. She wasn't happy about them. So she goes to my dad. Oh, look what Rebecca's done. She's gonna done her nails. Because before I was kind of hiding from my dad. He's not really clocking it too tough. It's only a matter of 4 to 6 weeks. They'll be off. I could have hidden them nails for 4 to 6 weeks from my dad. Like, remember, I do sniper stuff. Like, there was another time I got like my eyebrows pierced. I hid that from my parents for ages. You get me? It was just one time years later. My mum was like, "Did you get their pierced?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got their pierced." She's like, "This girl." So nails, nothing. I would have been able to manage it. My dad calls me, Rebecca. I'm like, "Yeah, what is it now? Show me your hands." And I was like, "Oh my days." So instead of me going like this, I was like, I went like this, which now when I think back, it was probably worse because you proper got to see, you get me, the length. He didn't say nothing. But I was just like, whoa. Like, my dad has never slapped me across my face before. That day, my dad's obviously giving me a little, but he's never gone for my face. So that day, and then he made me cut. He was like, "Go ahead and cut it now." So my sister was cutting it. Me and my sister are both there. My sister's crying because but this is my other older sister. So you got my big sister who ratted on me. Then you got my brother, big brother, and then you got my big sister, and then comes me, and then the rest. So the one just above me, she's cutting my nails. She's crying at me. I'm just vexed. I'm like, oh my days. I'm shocked. I guess that slap shocked me. Everything shocked me. I was like, whoa, I didn't expect none of this. So I can't lie, after that, it caused a little between me and my big sister, because I was just like, I can't believe it. Like, yo. But I just, her perspective of like the nails and stuff was different from my perspective, and how we kind of saw it, in that, how it is, like, oh, you're too young, you can't do them things and all them stuff like that. So that was a bit techie, but just to say, like, I want to end on this note, yeah, about like beatings and disciplines with teenagers and all that. Oh, before I get into that, I want to talk here quickly about music. I learned, yeah, that apparently the music that you listen to between the ages of like 14 and 17, basically almost like shape the rest of your life. They almost shape your kind of mentality and your personality. When I heard that, I was like, that's hella interesting, because I remember listening to Pretty Ricky. If you know about Pretty Ricky, you know about Pretty Ricky. They had some dirty, wordy songs. You get what I mean? And I remember listening to them songs and literally feeling them songs. And it kind of, I'm not surprised it showed up in my life, and kind of some of the amount of sexual exploration and experiences I've had. You understand? I'm like, I think I can see the picture. Another one I used to listen to Young Spray. a lot. Like, I loved Young Spray. Not that I don't love him anymore, but I'm just saying then I loved Young Spray. Like, I knew all his tunes, I could spit them, listen to them over and over again. And obviously, if you know, with Young Spray's music, especially back then, it's gritty, it's hard, it's rough, you understand? So all of that aggression, all the beefing, all the agginess, all the sniperism and the banditism, all that energy kind of comes from all that. So when I heard that, I was like, that's interesting. So guys, yeah, if you get a chance, just sort of ponder on what kind of material you were in and like absorbing, taking in around that age, and see if it reflects with kind of your experiences in life and where you are now. But the note I want to end on is just like about beating and discipline, right? Like I said, my dad didn't have to beat me once. That's how I know beating ain't the best route to take, because if it worked, it would have worked. You get what I'm saying? Like, I would get beat by my dad, but guys, I'm telling you, within 2 weeks, the thing he sat me down, looked in my face, and told me, "Do not do it." Within 2 weeks, I'm on again. There's a time came. My dad was like, "Look, it's too much here, so you can't leave this house, whether I'm here or not. You can't leave this house without contacting me. If I'm not here, call me first before you go." Guys, within 2 weeks, I'm finding a way and I'm out. Out after he's out, in before he's in, worming my way in and out of things. It just, I don't know what, it just, I think beating, yeah, it encouraged me to be more bad, basically. Like, I guess I couldn't beat my dad back, okay? That was never gonna happen. But when you do something, there's always like a repercussion for it. So when you hit your child, you're hoping that it's going to make them settle, which it does for 10 minutes. They go back, cry. But because they're not allowed to express what they are feeling, it just morphs into something else. It doesn't vanish. Energy doesn't just poof, it only morphs and transmutes. So when you hit your child, it just transmutes into something else. And most of the time, it's aggression, rebellion, all them type of things. So please think about that. Try and find some other ways to make things happen, because I could think of like a few other things my dad could have done that would have made me be more like, okay, you know what, cool. You got my attention. You understand? So once again, I might put that into a little something for parents as well. Not just that, other stuff about my story as a child and stuff like that. Certain tips and tricks for parents. If the elders don't want to listen to it, that's cool. But even our generation who are having children, about to have children, is things that we can adhere to and try to bring that change in the household. So, guys, that brings me to the end of the things I did as a teenager. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And yeah, man, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. All right. Ciao for now. Lots of love. Peace.